Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up this week, we're going to talk about the effects of Hurricane Matthew on Central Florida. Disney bans the Galaxy Note 7 smartphone from their cruise ships, and a wine bar is coming to Disney Springs, just in time for election season. And a little later on, Oliver Green and Steve Porter will bring us a construction update from Disney's Hollywood Studios. All that plus Roundtable Rapid Fire coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 912 for the week of October 10th, or October 11th, 2016. Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends John Magi.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
Hello.
Teresa Eccles.
Hey.
Julie Martin.
Hey, y'all.
Back in the production nook, associate producer Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Along with our producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Hello.
So, hello everyone, and welcome to the show. Glad to be here. Glad that Central Florida is still standing, although listening to the local news Thursday and Friday, we weren't sure any of us would still be alive the way they were talking.
Yep.
So, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. Couple things in housekeeping. First, let's talk about the shows,
okay.
The upcoming shows. Every Monday, DizUnplugged.com and on YouTube at youtube.com/Dreams Unlimited Travel, the Dreams Unlimited Travel show with John Magi, Kevin Close, and Tracy Heinrichs, and occasionally some of our other Dreams Unlimited Travel agents. What are we talking about this week?
All right. This past Monday, we did our first part of our Rhapsody of the Seas Greek Isles cruise that Kevin and I were on. Really, really interesting. If you're going on Podcast Cruise 6.0, I think you get a lot out of the fact that we looked at the specialty restaurants, which are very similar to the ones that are on the Oasis, which is our cruise for Podcast Cruise 6.0. And coming up is going to be part 2, where we actually talk about the ports of call and our impression of doing the Greek Isles cruise. So please tune in.
Awesome. And I know Tom sent in a synopsis. Craig, do you have it handy?
I do.
So the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged, every Monday, DizUnplugged.com. And this week, Craig, what are they doing?
Rhino, what'd you do?
Oh, yeah, I forgot I was on the show. Well, there was the news show, and then he followed that up with a segment that was all about our VIP tour at Universal Hollywood. And that was a fun episode to be invited on to the Disneyland show for.
That was a good tour.
Yeah, it was a very good tour. And we, spoiler alert, I loved it. But you should check out the episode because we had a fun discussion about it.
Awesome. Also, this month, it's Connecting with Walt month with Michael Bowling and Craig Williams. And this is every Friday.
Yes.
These go up. And what's this week's show?
This week's show that will be available is it's all about Marceline, Missouri, where Walt Disney lived for a while and had a big influence on his life. So we're going to be talking about the town, Walt's time there, and everything that happened to him while he was there that really led him forward in his life.
Kind of influenced almost everything else he did.
Exactly. So you can find that on its new feed on iTunes. I understand there was a little bit of issues, I guess, over the weekend with some people not being subscribed, but it didn't automatically download. So if you can find the feed all over DizUnplugged.com right now, you can go there to subscribe to it on iTunes. If you're already subscribed, some people have reported unsubscribing, then resubscribing again has helped. I didn't have an issue with it, so I can't really speak firsthand on it. So if you have any questions about getting those new episodes, just contact me, Craig at wdwinfo.com.
All right. And, of course, every Thursday, DizUnplugged.com, the Universal edition of the Diz Unplugged with Craig Williams, Rhino Clavin, and Oliver Green. What is this week's show about, Craig?
It's going to be their Halloween Horror Nights comparison that didn't get to happen last week because of Hurricane Matthew. So
okay.
they'll be talking about the Hollywood version of the event, how it compares to Orlando.
And are there going to be specific video clips of specific parts of certain video clips?
I don't know.
Well, I think there needs to be. I think there needs to be a sizzle reel.
It has taken me very long to do the overview for this video because I just start laughing every time I start doing it so hard that I have to take a break.
One of the differences between the Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood and here in Orlando is that they're allowed to film going through the houses out in Hollywood. They weren't allowed to do that here. So we have this a sheer tonnage of footage of Rhino and Oliver basically screaming like little girls.
With the lights on?
No.
No?
Oh, I thought...
No, they filmed them going through the regular haunted house. in the dark.
Oh.
And some of these
I thought they had the lights on and
things
we're still screaming.
some of these things are just hilarious.
Yeah.
The one you were showing yesterday, that
I love, there's just this one, it's just this little guy pops out behind the door and does trick or treat, and he just says it like that, trick or treat, and
Oliver screams. It's like
for like 30 seconds.
like Scream Queen in a horror movie scream. Like, it was hysterical.
It's just the camera motion that accompanies it as well, because it's like the scream starts and the camera shakes, and then it stops when the scream stops. I've like analyzed them, how and why they make me laugh so much, but there are so many of them, and it's such a treat because as I edit, I find new ones all the time. New bad words that came out of my mouth too that I didn't realize I was screaming in the house too. So
Yeah, a lot of bleeps. A lot of bleeps in these videos. So that's this coming Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, live, disunplug.com for the Universal show. And, of course, every Friday-ish, Diz Pop with Rhino Clavin and others. And what are you doing this week, Rhino?
a couple of different things this week. We're going to have a little bit of a review of the Tiki Room comic book that came out. So that'll be its own video. And then there's going to be a little bit of a news update on some movie information that's come out. And then the Halloween themed episode this week is going to be a how to make a BB-8 pumpkin for Halloween.
Oh, cool.
So,
In other words, put a smaller pumpkin on a big pumpkin.
God, John, now
go.
why are people
Done.
going to watch? Jeez.
Spoiler alert.
I got to tell you, your video last week of, like, doing the
cut, yeah.
the wounds.
The wounds, yeah.
Was, I mean, disturbing, but absolutely amazing to watch.
I was worried because the image of it finally done it looks very graphic.
It's
so
very
I was
graphic.
trying to like warn people that it doesn't look gross as you do it. It's just when you get to the end, it all of a sudden looks gross. But it was fun, and it was nice of Steve not to know how much it was going to hurt when he took it off to let me do that to him. So he's my official makeup mannequin from here on out.
I suggested to Rhino that before the show, before Halloween, he should do us. Maybe just a little something on
I
everybody.
think he was up for that.
Yeah,
for that?
Yeah. I
He
think that would be a
responded
lot
to
of
you.
fun. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think you should do a whole big face thing, but maybe give everybody a little.
just somebody wants an
Could
eyeball.
sew
out.
John's
Well, on
mouth
Craig,
shut with
on
little
Craig
fake.
maybe.
I
I think you should do that every week, actually. Do Craig's makeup.
Why? Who's doing it now?
I want you to make him look like a young Eartha Kitt.
with a little bit of a
As opposed
Sophia
to an
Loren.
old Eartha Kitt that he looks like now.
I want to get in on this clown craze that's going around.
Oh gosh, it's
no.
disturbing.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'll give him a Sophia Loren, that Persian eye. Give him a little bit.
All right.
I'm going home.
I don't know if anybody's seen Best in Show. That's what that was from. But
All right, so that's our slate of shows for this week. Last week, we launched our Patreon site for folks who would like to support the show and help us offset some of the costs of some of the projects that we're going to be developing in the coming months. And I want to thank I think it's 120 people now, Rhino?
yeah, it's something like that.
Have signed up for it, and we really appreciate it. I know Rhino and Oliver are both working on stuff.
Some fun stuff planned. So just that initial flow of what they're getting. There's some good stuff on the burner coming. So.
And just to let you remind everybody, this is not, this is just to show your support for the show. We're not putting anything behind a paywall. For those who do donate, we are putting out special additional content but we're going to continue to do everything that we have been doing. And but there is content being developed solely for our patrons, and two very creative people working on that project with Rhino and Oliver. So some good stuff's going to come.
Yeah, and it's nice too because I feel like Patreon kind of has become a little bit of that, like the net, where that little stuff where we're like, oh, it's a good idea, but how does it fit into the other YouTube channel? So now there's like that extra. I don't know, like bonus materials.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, the bottom. We were scraping and scraping. And
thanks. Yeah, good.
No,
that's not from the comments I've read. It's not true at all.
No,
people love it.
And
people love that screaming video of me that's out there. Apparently,
what's funny is that this is nothing compared to what they've been working on. So there's a lot of stuff coming for patrons. So if you want to show your support for the site and help us out. Just head over to, just head to our show notes page, disunplug.com. We'll have a link to it there. We'll actually probably get a link on the homepage of disunplug.com as well if we don't already.
Already there.
It's already there. See, Craig's a step ahead of me. So you can just go ahead and give us a monthly donation. Some people are donating $5, $10, 25. A couple people very generously gave 100, which I thought was very nice. And
I believe at the $10 donation mark, you will get exclusive early access a week early to our newest weekly series that stars you, Pete, the best and worst of Disney that we didn't talk about.
The best and worst of Walt Disney World. Yeah, these are mini-sodes, so they're about 15, 20 minutes long. I think one of them went to 30. One of them got a little long, but they're we call them mini-sodes, and it's basically focusing on what we think the best and worst of Walt Disney World is. So, what's going up next?
I can't. I know I looked at it last night too because I peeked at it.
Last week's I know was that is now available for everyone.
Yeah,
is the worst restaurants, 5 worst restaurants at the resorts.
The next one is the best one,
and the next one is the best.
Yeah.
Top 5 best resort table service restaurants.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
So just giving our opinions on stuff like that, and they seem to do pretty well. People seem to like them. Then again, I'm in it, so what's not to love? And what are those going up? Wednesdays?
Yes, Wednesdays.
It's going up every Wednesday. So, like I said, not a full episode. It's just a little mini-sode. Something we're trying out, playing around with. And I'm not going to announce it yet because we're not ready. But we got another show coming out in the next couple weeks that I'm really looking forward to. I'm excited about it. We're going to record our first one on Wednesday. That's all I'm going to say. What?
I'm thinking about those Sassy Gay Friends videos I made you watch in the office yesterday now. And I was going to say, Ophelia, so bad for yourself. Move away from the water. Sorry.
Okay.
Nothing plays better than inside jokes.
Yeah, really.
You can watch it on YouTube.
So, all right. Anything else in housekeeping?
Who's Teresa, you want to say something about these things? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, let's use Oliver's.
Let's use Oliver's.
That's pretty.
One of our listeners, K. Marie Webster, made us little
What was her name?
bookmarks. K. Marie.
Oh, K. Marie. You kind of slurred your words.
I've been drinking. Made us these awesome little bookmarks for those of us that read. I know
Real
I'm
books.
enjoying real
I read
books.
real
I read
books.
real books. One fell on my face last night because I fell asleep reading. My bookmark flew off the bed, and now I've lost it. So you might have to make me a new one. Anyway, these are really cool. This is Kathy's, and she made little Christmas ornaments too for us.
Which I think make lovely
Nice.
earrings.
Lovely earrings, yes.
It's very nice.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you very
it.
much.
I love it.
They're very
Yeah.
cool.
They're really pretty.
And the chocolate you gave me was awesome too,
There was chocolate.
Why don't we have any of that chocolate?
because she said that was just for me.
It didn't make it past the chocolate vacuum, apparently.
Apparently.
It's Godiva. It's awesome.
Okay.
I do have to say thank you to Ian Wood and his family. They left a nice gift for John and I am remiss. I was going to send him an email this week, and it completely blew out of my head. But thank you, Ian. That was
No
lovely.
pun intended, because of the hurricane.
My thoughts were elsewhere. It's been a busy weekend, but thank you very much for that. That was lovely.
And I need to give a thank you to
See, there was more Godiva. She was holding out, but she knew the punishment that was going to befall her.
You didn't bring one for everyone?
Sorry, I had to pick and choose, and I
They're
chose.
dark. I have a dark chocolate cookie, which is not my speed. So
Oh no, try it. It's good.
You don't like dark chocolate?
I'm not.
I'm
kidding.
not a fan of dark
Okay,
chocolate.
well, hang on.
Do you want Kevin to open it? Because he'll do it for like 20 minutes.
Oh wait, I only brought.
I told you to show
I
a
only brought
video.
two, and they're both dark. It's good. Try it. I'm
I
serious.
told you to show a video so you couldn't hear it. He's opening it. Yell at him.
You crackled. It was like someone had a roaring fire going on during our podcast last week.
I was trying to be subtle.
Yeah, like Corey opening his can of sardines while I'm trying to watch my show. I have to pause it and I just stare at him. I'm like, are you done yet? Sardines
Was he
are
opening it
wrapped.
right there where you were?
Great. Cans of
My
sardines?
kitchen is like right there, looking over the.
Have you
living
met
room.
Corey?
That's surprising.
Of course he does.
Instead of candy.
And
But
raw,
that's a- that's a
and raw
choice.
meat.
But it's wrapped in this horrible tight plastic wrap,
Yeah,
and
it
he's like,
is. And you got to open the can. And
John watches zombie shows. And while I'm in my office working, this is what you hear.
Did he fall asleep while
No,
he was watching?
that's me having snacks.
wait, wait,
Nice, thanks.
snacks, right? Snacks.
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 Zombie snacks.
Zombie snacks.
You should have videos so we can open cookies. I'm sorry.
Oh my.
Loud
They're
videos.
not prepared.
Okay.
Just real quick, can I say thank you to Luella in Anaheim? She knows what she did.
Oh,
So
Oh,
Whoa.
no, that came off terrible. She did something
She
very
did.
nice.
I
Look
know
at-
what she did too.
Look at
She
the
did something
smile
very
on his
nice for
face.
me.
What the heck?
we know what she did last summer.
She got him that thing he wanted at the brewery.
But,
So
yeah.
I'm assuming.
Again,
Thank you.
fascinating radio when no one knows what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm so proud. Okay. Is there anything else in housekeeping? Any other inside jokes? Any other sight gags for radio? Anything? No? All right. We'll move on to Johnny with the news.
All right, our first news story. Hurricane Matthew historically impacts Walt Disney World and Disney Cruise Line. Last week, Hurricane Matthew battered the Florida coastline with 140 mile per hour winds, heavy rain, and severe flooding. The storm impacted many residents and businesses. Disney was no exception. An evacuation order was issued for Port Canaveral for noon on Wednesday, October 5th, in advance of the arrival of Hurricane Matthew. This is the first time since 2004 that the port has been evacuated. The October 8th sailing of the Disney Fantasy was altered to a 6-night Western Caribbean cruise departing on Sunday, October 9th. The October 1st sailing of the Disney Fantasy was extended by 1 day, disembarking in Port Canaveral on Sunday, October 9th. The October 7th sailing of the Disney Dream was canceled completely. The Disney Magic was scheduled to sail from the Port of New York on an 8-night Bahamian sailing on Friday the 7th, but the itinerary was changed.
I have friends that were on that ship, on that cruise. They actually said they had a great time.
On
And
the Fantasy or the
They
Dream?
celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving.
Usually Disney does a really good job when stuff like that happens.
I'm going to tell
on
you,
board the ship.
the reports coming back on the boards from people who were on these altered itineraries, they are raving
Yeah, Disney
about
does
the
an
job
awesome
Disney
job.
did with this. On one of them, I think it was on the Dream when they had to stay out an extra day. Disney flew in an entertainer into Cozumel and picked him up so that they had a different entertainer for the extra night they were going to be out. So they went the extra mile. And, you know, we were talking about this after our experience on the Dream a few weeks ago, that, you know, there's a lot of commentary, and understandably so and justifiably so, about the price of a Disney cruise. And, you know, more and more lately, and for me personally, I'm seeing where that money is worth it. In terms of just the level of service, the quality of the product. But then you see things like this, and just how far out of their way they went to not just, you know, extend the cruise a day and make sure no one was hurt, but to make sure people actually enjoyed themselves, and they put real effort into it. And you read these comments on the boards. And, you know, for as quick as we're going to be to criticize when they screw up, we've got to be just as quick to praise when they don't. And they apparently did an outstanding job.
They did. I had a client on the Fantasy, and she just was raving about it.
Things
And-
like, too, giving people extra shipboard credits, completely refunding money, and then offering a discount off a future cruise if the cruise was canceled or if they couldn't go.
Right.
If you couldn't go, Disney said, listen, it's okay. Here's your money back. We'll give you 20% off a future cruise. So I think they really stepped up.
I think they stepped up
folks.
more than even the hotels, because we were talking about it the other day. That box lot. That's not a thing we're going to talk about, is it? The box
I'm going to
lunch?
mention what happened at the resort. if you
Okay.
want.
Did you see my little video of the Fantasy coming into port Sunday?
No.
Of course not. No one looks at my Facebook page. But did you see it?
Well,
mostly
I
cat
look at your
pictures.
Facebook page when I need updates on cats.
Well, okay, I did something different.
Oh, and her cats, they did well during the hurricane.
They did awesome during the hurricane. But no, the Fantasy, when I was headed to work Sunday, the Fantasy was coming in and I hadn't docked yet. So I come around on the other side of the ship and parked, and you got to see the turn. I mean, stuff you don't normally get to see because it's dark when they come in. It was really interesting.
It is. It's cool.
Didn't get hit by a car or anything while I was there. It was
Awesome.
good.
That's good.
So happy.
All right, and the rest of the story is the Walt Disney World Resort evacuated the Fort Wilderness campgrounds by 11 a.m. on Thursday, October 6th, relocating guests to other resorts when possible and encouraging those in RVs to leave the property in their own vehicles. Walt Disney World theme parks closed Thursday, October 6th at 5 p.m. and remain closed through Friday, October 7th. This was only the fourth time that this has happened in the resort's 45-year history. The theme park last closed prior to Hurricane Jeanne in 2004 and was closed twice in 1999 for Hurricanes Francis and Floyd. All theme parks and cruises are now back to regular schedules and itineraries. And I also want folks to know that I've been doing some checking, and apparently Castaway Cay has not been damaged during the hurricane, which is remarkable considering where it went, and that everybody who was resided on Castaway Cay was evacuated and are now back safe. So very, very good news for those looking forward to going to Castaway Cay. It is on the schedule for all future cruises.
Whose phone?
That is mine. I am so
There you
sorry.
go. That's Castaway Cay calling.
One of the things that, while I think people generally have said that the resorts did a very good job of securing everything and keeping everybody safe during the hurricane, one thing that they were getting dinged for on social media were these box lunches.
Yeah.
That for some of the places, I think at the Values in particular, because I guess the lines for the food courts were very long. So they were selling these box lunches that consisted of a ham and cheese sandwich that appeared to have like one slice of ham and one piece of cheese, an apple, a cookie.
There was a bag of pretzels.
A bag of pretzels for $13.
No drink.
And no drink. And people were saying they felt like they were being price gouged for this. And so they were taking a little bit of heat for that. But the larger and more important story here is that fortunately, because the storm shifted, or the word of the night was wobble, the storm wobbled 20 miles further to the east than was originally projected. The tropical storm force winds that we were expecting here really did not materialize at the level. Not to say that it wasn't very windy and very stormy. Right. It was. And a lot of places, over 1 million people in Central Florida or in Florida without power,
Some
including
still. Yeah, we were
including the
out for
Martins.
almost 3 days.
And a lot of people are still without power. So this was a bad storm, and I'm not minimizing that at all. It was not the impact they expected here in particular. But if you were to watch, and this is the reason I'm not speaking of all local news. Maybe there are some good ones out there, but this is why I despise local news in Central Florida. Even the Orlando Sentinel did an op-ed, I think it's in today's paper, saying you guys need to calm down with this. The hyperbole, the tragedy porn is what I call it.
Well, did you hear the one man say that if you didn't evacuate, you were going to die?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then paused and said, and your children will die.
That was Fox, yeah.
Yeah, it was Fox
I wasn't going to mention...
Oh, well. Yeah.
That was Shep Smith. That was
hilarious.
national news. That was Fox News.
No local weatherman told us we were going to die.
But here's a good example of what
Scott did.
Right, but he's the governor. He's not a weatherman.
Here's a good example of what I'm talking about. WFTV cut to one of their people in the field. You know, the people are standing out in the rain.
In the
And-
yellow rain slicker.
Right. And he's saying, he's like, now take a look at this to see, you know, what's starting to happen and what we can expect more of. Take a look at these traffic lights as the wind starts to pick up. And when I tell you this traffic light was...
Right, exactly. Look at these trees bending.
And,
okay, trees
and
bend
then
anyway.
the other one was the parts of trees falling in the road. And they're standing next to a couple of palm fronds, which happened when there's no wind at all.
Right.
And
Palm trees just do that.
so it was. These people were running around Central Florida looking for anything they could find to make this as awful as possible. And I have to tell you, when I woke up Friday morning, fully expected Friday morning, you know, because what the projection was, we would be dealing with at least 70 to 80 mile an hour winds Friday morning. Right. So when I woke up Friday morning and I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, it's windy, but this isn't 70 or 80 miles
But
an
it's
hour.
no windier than we have during a regular really bad thunderstorm in the
Exactly.
summer.
And just longer.
Right.
So I turn on the news and I swear to God, they were downright upset. They were coming across and one person on my Facebook page said that a local newscaster in Miami said, unfortunately, Miami will not experience hurricane force winds.
Unfortunately.
And I honestly believe, to a certain degree, I don't believe these people wish ill or harm on anybody. I'm not suggesting that for a second. But I think their quest for ratings, and you know, once we allowed news companies, news organizations to become businesses and profit centers, wasn't like that for a very, very long time. It's just last 25, 30 years where that's really become the business model.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Exactly. Yeah. So what happens is now, you know, ratings are everything. And so, you know, I mean, look, this was a serious storm and people died and there was a lot of damage. So saying that and preparing people for that was really important. But they went so incredibly far over the edge with this.
Everybody wants to be that next Jim Cantore.
Just going to mention that same thing.
He was
this
the
all
one
started when Jim Cantore was in the one hurricane.
That was really bad, and he was
bad.
out in it.
He was holding onto a tree, and he was almost blown away. And they all want their folks on the ground to be that person.
And
who
there's
did
nothing
that.
sadder
Great
than where they
story.
cut to them, and it's not even raining. It's kind of sunny in the background, and they keep telling you that in 10 hours the water might be up over their head.
Well, when Jim arrived in Melbourne County or down at Melbourne, people were going, "Okay, it's really bad now
Because he's a target.
We know he's
Right.
here."
That's right.
I also want to add one thing. We get complacent here in Florida. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared
Right.
to follow through.
Oh, listen.
We were totally prepared for it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Everyone was.
We all prepared. You know, we certainly, you know, we certainly hope for the best, but we brace for the worst. And, you know,
I mean,
No,
I
we should
built-
get complacent.
Right, I built a bunker in one of our bathrooms because it's interior, no windows. I put blankets and pillows and a crib mattress to
We
keep
also
us all
have the added
comfortable.
threat of
I mean,
possible tornadoes.
Yeah,
we
When
had
there's a hurricane,
we had
there's always a possible
That's actually
We
the
did-
bigger
we had-
thing than the hurricane.
we had a giant tree fall, and if this tree had fallen the correct way, it would have fallen on Corey in our bedroom onto the house.
Oh, thank God.
But it
scary.
fell a different way and crushed his poor orange tree.
I was worried about the office. I don't know why. I was just, you know, John had me sandbagging out there, and I've never done that before in my life.
With your sand art.
I didn't have you sandbagging. I suggested you pick up a few. However, you were the one who was in a complete panic. The power's out. You think you're going to be looting.
Oh my gosh! Well, it was scary.
You were
No, we
that
did
concerned
fine.
they were going to steal your snacks, weren't you?
I was definitely scared,
The
as
Welcome
everyone
Center
should
would be
have been.
fine. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've lived through several of these now, and I mean, when they say it's going to be 100 miles an hour blowing past your house, that's a little concerning.
we were, yeah, and we should have been prepared. I just the fear
Right.
that I was feeling, and I don't know. I felt like I said, I'm not the only one saying this. They went, look, to absolutely stress the importance of preparation. Absolutely drive home the need to evacuate when you're in a mandatory evacuation area. We were not. Give people the facts. But it's the hype. It's the extra hyperbole. It's the extra look at this, look at this horrible destruction, and there's a branch in the road.
Well, there's the other thing is when the thing that scares me the most is tornadoes, because there's not really any warning. They can just pop up. But this hurricane, they talk about it for 3 weeks. I've joked about it before. We have crisis music. They gear you up for it. So what happens is after it passes and there was very little damage in Orlando, you think, well, that's just going to lead to the next one where I'm not going to pay attention. That to me is the bigger crime, that you're hyping people to the point of this kind of fear without just giving them the facts. Be prepared, evacuate when you need to, just know what you're doing. But they do. I agree with you. I don't really have an end to this, so help me.
Okay.
All right. How about our second news story?
There we
Will that
go.
help you out?
That's better.
All right. On to our next news story. Galaxy Note 7 smartphones banned from many cruise lines, including Disney Cruise Line, due to overheating. Samsung Galaxy Note 7 smartphones are being banned from many of the major cruise lines after reports of the phones overheating. Samsung recalled the phone last month. In the U.S. alone, there were 92 reports of the battery overheating. Those include 26 reports of burns and 55 reports of property damage. Included in the ban are Disney Cruise Line, Carnival, Royal Caribbean International, Celebrity Cruises, Costa Cruises, Cunard, Crystal, Holland America, Princess, Seabourn,
All of them.
and others. There were signs hung in the Disney Cruise Line terminal saying, quote, "If you own a Galaxy 7 Note and have not replaced your recalled device, please power it off and do not charge it for the duration of the cruise. We recommend storing electronics and valuables in your stateroom safe."
Well, it's also important to mention that as of this morning, Samsung has announced that they are completely discontinuing the line of the Samsung Galaxy 7 Note. I have the Edge. The Edge is not part of the recall. Actually, what they're doing now is if you have a Note 7, they're giving you an Edge instead. And
I think
I'm
the
going to
most
tell you
amazing thing
something.
was they said they didn't know what was causing it. I thought that was very brave of them.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. I've had a couple of issues where my phone has gotten extremely hot while it's charging. And, I mean, it hasn't exploded or anything, but it's something I pay careful attention to.
Yeah.
So
There's also, they were saying on the news this morning that they're not banned from flights, but on flights they're being told if you have one, you have to turn it off.
Right.
So I don't know if that's now going to go to the next level and they will be banned on flights.
Why would you
as
still
well.
be using it though? Are there
Yeah.
people?
I think there's people who just don't have the.
Kind
Well,
of like the
you know,
people who
time to
stay
go
on the
and-
coast when there's a hurricane coming.
well, they're saying
They want to
that
live on the edge.
they're saying that Samsung stands to lose somewhere in the order of $10 billion
$10 billion
as a result of this. And part of that is because this was it's a very well received phone. It was very highly reviewed, and they've sold a lot of it.
Is it new? I mean, is it
Yeah,
relatively new?
very
Okay.
very new, like only a few months.
Oh, okay.
And so,
They put bad batteries. Someone manufactured a bad battery.
but then they went with a different battery manufacturer with the
still
replacement ones, and the replacement ones started blowing up. So that's why they've now said, okay, we're stopping the line because they can't figure out where this is, what's causing this. So,
Scary.
yeah.
All right, our third and final news story. Wine Bar George coming to Disney Springs next fall. Wine Bar George, and it's hard to say.
Wine
is.
Gorge Bar.
Wine Bar George, a 210-seat wine bar featuring
Dang.
oak wood, warm lighting, and a welcoming atmosphere is set to open at Disney Springs in the fall of 2017.
And Julie will not be seeing her husband.
Master sommelier George Miliotis, his new adventure will
I'm
feature.
impressed.
I practiced in front of the mirror. New venture will feature a variety of selections of more than 100 wines, plus a food menu and small plates that are designed to complement the wines. The wine selection will not only come from renowned wineries, but also up-and-coming wineries, and will feature a range of varietals and prices. See, now you made me nervous.
You got Meliodas and varietals killed you?
I know. That's because I was all nervous. Miliotis was part of the 1995 opening team at the California Grill in Disney's Contemporary Resort before being lured away in 2012 by Darden Restaurants.
2012 or 2010?
2002.
And did Darden Restaurants put on a skirt and perfume and flowers? Is that how they lured him?
away.
Hey, sailor.
I'm looking forward to the Edison. We were
too.
at Disney Springs last week, and we can see the Edison now is being built.
There's a framework up for it. It looks
Huge. It is huge.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, it seems like constant announcements about things coming to Disney Springs, and I love being down there. I haven't been down there in a couple of weeks, and I actually miss it. And I'm like, okay, this weekend, I think I really want to get down there again. So, good. I think that'll be popular and a nice addition.
I agree.
Where's it going to be? Don't say Disney Springs. We're at Disney Springs.
It does not say.
It's from what I saw in a picture. I'm not sure if it's the positive answer, but there's that one space across from Jock Lindsay's and kind of right beside Raglan Road that's just still kind of sitting there blank and empty.
Oh, yeah. That's,
I believe it's
next
going to
that
go there.
The gelato place.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. There's just so much there now.
fits
It's like,
there.
what do you choose to say it's beside?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That'll do it for the news.
All right, thank you, John. I understand we're having some technical difficulties getting to Oliver and Steve.
Yes. Yes,
So,
unfortunately.
All right, we'll see if we can work that out between now and the end of the show. But in the meantime, we'll move over to Roundtable Rapid Fire and start with you, Johnny.
All right. Big news. Finding Dory crosses $1 billion at the box office. Pixar and Disney's Finding Dory has swum past the $1 billion mark at the global box office. The sequel is only the third film of the year to cross $1 billion, following Captain America: Civil War, Zootopia, and something else. No, that was it.
To all three Disney properties.
Right, all three Disney properties. So pretty big news for Finding Dory,
Yeah,
especially for a sequel.
it's a huge milestone.
Huge, huge, huge. I have not seen it yet.
What?
It's good.
No, I haven't seen it either.
I'm dying. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray.
We will see it when it comes out on whatever thing we can rent it on, but probably wait for Netflix. Probably like Finding Dory 7 will be out by the time we get a chance to watch it. Or on a plane. That seems to be where I've been watching all my movies.
It'll be
lately,
on
a
a
plane.
It'll be on Netflix in like 5 more months because that's that new deal. Is it's like 6 to 7
That's
months
right.
from the movie theater.
Would say
Oh,
it'll be on your flight in October.
There you go.
So,
it's good.
Something to look forward
Excellent.
All right, thank you, John. Kevin.
I just wanted you guys to know that Julie and I switched rapid fires, so I think your slide is probably up.
Okay, so I'll go.
Why don't we let Julie go next?
to. Well,
Okay.
they already switched it.
All right.
no, it's cool.
He's huffing and puffing.
I know.
So
Oh my
exciting.
God, it's a different
I get to
slide.
go right
We
after
do like
John.
Kylie better.
Right? Mix it up.
Okay.
People on the boards are right. We like Kylie better.
So, Disney's 2017 wedding dress collection, they have released the images. It's not available for sale yet. Obviously, it's not 2017. They have been created by designer Alfred Angelo. They are more bridal than Disney Princess, but each dress is inspired by a princess, and it does sort of show some of her influences. Some of the princesses that are being represented through these bridal gowns are Tiana, Elsa, Ariel, Pocahontas, which I thought was interesting.
That is really cool.
Mulan and Aurora. I'm not sure how many other princesses are going to be represented, or if all of them or just these few.
Okay, but why? Okay, if the princess on screen is getting married, why she look so damn
I was
angry?
just gonna say angry bride.
Because models are supposed to look angry.
I believe that would be fierce.
I just want to say these are not costumes.
No, they're beautiful. They're white wedding dresses. They off the shoulder. One with Elsa's actually has like a cape, sort of like Elsa actually wears.
I doubt any of.
Pocahontas is one shouldered like her dress is, and then Aurora's is a little scandalous. I believe it's very low cut.
She's dressed for open heart surgery. I don't know that anybody would, if they were not a Disney fan. No one's going to walk up and say, "Oh,
No.
look, you're wearing a Pocahontas dress."
No way.
It's more inspired.
Yeah.
There's
They're beautiful, beautiful dresses.
Inspirational
If you want to
touches.
take a look at them, you should. I wish I can get married again, actually. I mean, to Corey.
Wow.
She has to put that little caveat in there at the end.
To Corey.
I'm always telling him I want to renew our vows because I want to
You
choose a
want a
different
new
dress.
After that,
Oh,
good
it's
part.
beautiful.
No, I love my dress. Don't get me wrong, but it was
Just want a new
hot
one.
as
You
heck.
You just want to try another
I
one.
want a sexy dress.
Okay.
there. Go with Aurora.
I'm not that sexy.
Are you going to be angry bride though?
No.
Or
The smile?
Or as the straight guy said, fierce.
Fierce. Right?
He watches too much America's Next Top Model.
I'm telling you. That's fierce.
Clearly.
Clearly, that's what it was.
Little RuPaul there. I don't know what
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking. Fierce girl.
A little bit of a gay trap.
Is it
over
going to
here.
screw you up if I go next?
No, it won't.
Okay.
You're all good.
I took Julie's rapid fire.
We all mixed it up.
Hall of Presidents is closing January 7th for 5 months.
17th.
For 5 months. You know why they're doing this. They're going to put in a new president.
Yeah.
And it will reopen in June.
A
The
new
29th,
president?
to be exact.
Yes,
They're putting in
Teresa,
a new president.
They have a new president.
Oh, here's my
Surprise.
question. You think they already have him ready to go and they're just going to...
Well, I believe they start working on it as soon as the conventions are done.
Right.
Yes.
And
Okay.
They
That's what I
begin
wondered.
working. They work on one from each party. Whoever's
And they trash it if it's not that
I
bad.
believe all
Right,
of them
what
so far
happens?
have been done by Blaine Gibson. I might be off on the last one. He was
This
very
doesn't say.
elderly. I believe they've all been done by the sculptor Blaine Gibson. So I believe they probably. I apologize.
I think with
Each
Obama,
hair
they,
individually put
I think
in.
they started scanning their
Yeah,
faces, starting
Obama
with
was
Obama.
scanned. Yeah.
So
It
that
says
way
that-
it would be as accurate as it could be.
They were closed for 8 months in 2008 to make room for Barack Obama.
I really hope they don't lose. I know it's, the Morgan Freeman narration was very impactful with Obama, but I really hope that can stay in some way, just because his voice lent so much
He's a
to
great
the
narrator.
Oh,
attraction.
he's great.
Yeah.
Did they change the narrator when they changed the president? Is that like a usual thing?
No.
They changed it for this past round with Obama. I don't remember
Oh.
before that.
Was it
My
before
memory
Maya
does not
Angelou?
work.
Didn't Maya Angelou do it?
I do not
I
know.
want to say Mrs. Potts did it, but that might be something else.
Angela Lansbury.
Lansbury.
Yeah, let's have a
Call in the British.
British lady.
Maybe Maggie Smith did it. I'm not sure.
It was Jane Seymour. That's it. That's mine.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Teresa.
Mrs. Potts.
Do I still have to sleep in the cupboard, Mama?
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Shoo. Okay. All right. Okay, hang on. SeaWorld announced a new food initiative in March at the same time they ended killer whale breeding at their parks. More details have now been released about what changes park guests will see in the food.
Coincidence? No more killer whale
Right?
show.
I'm telling you.
New food.
That's what I thought. By the end of 2017, only eggs from cage-free chickens will be used. By the end of this year, all pork served will come from suppliers with a commitment to humane farming practices. They already should have been doing that. I'm sorry. Okay. Produce will be sourced from local farms when possible, and any seafood will come from sustainably managed fisheries.
i.e. our tanks.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a good thing, right?
Yes.
You don't care?
No, not even a little.
You don't want to taste the fear in your eggs if the chicken's cooped up all the time. You want free range?
I like mine with extra fear, please. That's like at Art Smith's. Something I ordered was served with love. I told the love is what I told them. I didn't want no love on my plate. That's just gross.
Okay. There's an outtake for you.
I think it's great that
Yeah,
they're
it
doing
absolutely
this.
is great, for sure.
I think it's an effort to
Patch.
Peas.
appease people.
I don't know why they haven't been doing this already, because SeaWorld's all about the earth and the planet and love and peace and all that. And why weren't they already using free range chickens? and
It's more
eggs?
expensive.
Well, I know. That's why I eat the ones out of the cage, but
It's
I don't like
when
that
you're
I
at
eat
Fort Wilderness and you wonder why are the hamburger patties gray that they sell you in the store there. Well, they're cheaper. So
I always
sad.
wonder when I'm in the Publix what vegan cage-free eggs are.
they're not good.
How do you work that out?
Okay. Thank you, Teresa. We'll move over to you, Rhino.
Okay, so Guy Ritchie has been hired to direct the live-action Aladdin.
Am I the only
movie.
one that is upset about
This
this?
is so
no,
stupid.
I don't like it.
How many
either.
good Guy Ritchie movies can you come up
Zero.
with?
Absolutely none.
Well, I
Nothing.
like
Remember
the
that horrible movie with Madonna where she's stranded?
Well, any movie with Madonna, with the exception possibly of
girl?
Evita.
a League of Their
like
Own.
League of
their
Their
own.
A League of
League
Their
of Their
Own.
Own.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
a great movie.
All right, so it is Guy Ritchie's fault.
Really.
I like the two Sherlock
Madonna
Holmes movies
is the
too.
new Meryl Streep, and it's all Guy Ritchie's fault. But I don't like Guy Ritchie. So the fact that Aladdin is going to be directed by this guy, I think, is unfortunate.
I liked.
The only thing that could be worse would be Baz Luhrmann.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
I don't
I liked the 2 Sherlock Holmes movies
I like Lock,
very
Stock.
much. And he is apparently directing from a script written by John August, who wrote the screenplay for Big Fish, amongst other things. And Dan Lin, who was his producer for the Sherlock Holmes movies, is the one producing these ones as well.
Well, there's going to be lots of that stop action thing where the
Well,
monkey goes flying past Aladdin's face.
It's
Never mind.
it's a weird fit of tone since Guy Ritchie has a very distinct style and color palette he draws from that doesn't really scream Disney to me, so that it is an unusual choice. But they're clearly going after these big name people with like Kenneth Branagh did Cinderella and my God, the guy who just Jon Favreau, but then Bill Condon just did Beauty and the Beast. So they're clearly trying to like get people who have very distinct styles to do these reimaginings of them. With
Have you read that Beauty and the Beast is being put on hold until they make a better CGI Beast?
I did not hear that. I've seen like some stills released of what he looks like, and he looked okay. I heard
what I've heard is it's been delayed a little bit because they can't make it look
I
good.
think they want better than okay.
Yeah, they want. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'd be happy if it looks good. That's what I'd rather it be delayed and be like a good movie than come out too soon and be kind of it doesn't stand the test of time like the original Beauty and the Beast does. Tale as old as time.
Sorry, what was the genie aspect on this?
I
wasn't listening.
They don't know yet. It's not. None of that was announced.
It's going to be Madonna.
But like, I didn't know if they were announcing how they're handling it.
No.
There's no one like Robin Williams. They won't be able
That's
to
gonna be the
replicate
tough
that.
part about this, right? Is everyone's going to compare him to Robin Williams.
Yep.
Well,
The movie's gonna suck.
they're all.
Right?
Really?
It's happening with all of
already
them
hate
though, because the Mulan is coming too, and
The Mulan.
The Mulan.
Is that like the internet?
Thanks, Dad.
the
Like
internet.
the Google.
The Mulan and the Mulan.
Yeah.
Mulan is coming.
The Mulan is
Which would
coming.
make a really good horror film. The Mulan.
Right, that'd be dark.
All right, thank you, Rhino.
Are you
That's all right. I have
upset?
my own show to talk
you
about it on. It's fine.
Yeah, really.
No, I don't care.
I have my own platform.
And finally, to the man I've taken to call in token, as in token straight person, Craig Williams.
Okay, so
We're all about
for
diversity. We have a straight
We
person.
have a straight person here.
yes, you do. For
And
anyone out there,
if you think he's not, just take a look at how he dresses.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't say
look.
that.
Oh,
Craig, I think you always look very nice.
comfortable.
Don't spit in my coffee.
he doesn't serve us coffee.
I'm always very comfortable. I don't wear Power Ranger shirts, so
I thought he was going to say I don't wear pants. I thought someone was going to come out of his mouth, and I thought,
I do.
Well, then there's that.
I do like the Murray on Goldberg. As soon as I get home, I just drop trowel and go sit in my chair.
Alrighty.
Note to self: don't sit on Craig's furniture.
That's why I do it. So a new Magic Shot is available at Epcot for Food and Wine right now for all those people out there who are getting photo pass. So now you can stand in front of France and
Hold
put
the
your
rat.
hand out and hold Remy and look really shocked.
It looks
Like
like
in Paris, you can do that for real.
Remy's dropping a deuce in that girl's hand.
What is that?
I'm not holding a
Is
mouse.
this what happens on the other shows? Does it go right to poop? Is that what happens?
Kind of.
Does it really?
A little bit.
So that's it,
Exciting,
Remy.
Craig. That's exciting.
So
I think it is too. Thank you. That's why I chose it.
Do you realize that you just got pity praise?
That was the verbal equivalent of the 3 pat pat. Excellent, Craig.
You're smart and tall.
all right. So I understand. Hold on.
You were getting a message.
I understand. We'll have Stephen and Oliver shortly.
Houston.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh,
there
I
he
have
is,
an idea.
Dory.
Opening a hailing frequency, Captain.
You need
Oh, it's
to
a
make
war.
them wear construction hats for these construction updates. I think it would be hilarious.
That's right.
No, they look like the village people.
Not if there's two
Even
of
more
them.
so than they do now.
In the navel.
All right. So I see British. I see a British person, and I see Steve. How are you guys?
Pretty good. We're good, yeah, we're very good. We're all good now.
What happened?
He just had some technical issues.
It was
We
your
did,
Samsung phone,
we'll
wasn't it?
explain the technical issues later.
Dropped his phone in the toilet.
So tell us where you are and what it is you're doing.
Okay, so today we are at Hollywood Studios, and I know it doesn't look very interesting what's going on behind us, but that's what we're going to show off for you today. It's the Pizza Rizzo restaurant, which is replacing Pizza Planet.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me swing it around, and I'll show you what's going on there. So for those of you that keep up with Craig's update videos, you've probably seen some of this already, but the newest thing that I've recognized is this sign just up here.
Well, and what I noticed is I kind of like now that they have an outdoor balcony, like on the second floor, so you can sit outside on the second floor. I think that's kind of nice.
Ooh, with fans.
Right.
And then we'll walk you down. Whoops, let's flip it around. There we go. We'll walk you down this way a little bit more. Attached at the hip because we've got headphones in, and show you some
I was just
of the
going to say,
other
I think it's cute that
stuff
they're
that's
sharing a
been
headphone.
put up here.
Good luck.
Very
On this
Laverne
side.
and Shirley.
Schlemiel Schlemazel.
Pepper Incorporated.
Okay,
You're gonna do it.
Doing it our way.
There you go.
Thank you,
So
Ethel
hopefully you can
Merman.
see that. There's some new signage on there for Pizza Rizzo, which is replacing Pizza
For those
Planet.
who can't tell, it's kind of back in the corner where Mama Melrose is. So it's kind of tucked
So-
away in the Muppets courtyard in the back.
But that
Yeah.
that Christmas shop is still there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. The Christmas shop's still there.
Pizza Rizzo?
Because there was the rat.
Oh.
Does anybody know when this is opening? Any
This is
targeted
Disney's
date?
second rat-themed restaurant.
Yeah. Have we heard a? Have we heard?
I haven't heard anything, and there's nothing. on
Oliver,
the
why is she yelling at you?
Oliver, get out of there!
There you go.
There's no like on the construction walls. There's no like opening in winter of 2016 or whatever.
There is some artwork down here
There
though
is
that
some
we'll
artwork,
check
but
out
I
so you
don't
can
see
see what it
any
looks like.
coming soon
There should be
dates.
inspirational Disney quotes. Those are always on the wall.
Yeah.
It's like Muppet forums.
Well, here's the coming
walking
soon, but it doesn't have the date.
Give us a second and we'll show it off to you. There we go.
But whose hand? Is that Steve? Is that your hand?
Coming soon.
Someone's Vanna Whiting the sign.
So yeah, that's not really isn't much going on at all at Hollywood Studios. The park is so busy because just
Yeah,
there's
literally in the area that we
nowhere
were
to go.
standing, there was construction walls behind us
Yep.
and construction walls in front of us for Star Wars Land. So you're like totally boxed in
Yeah.
from all the construction.
And you're
it's
saying
kind of
it's
insane.
you're saying the
You
park
can
is
see it.
you're saying the park is crowded today.
Very
Yeah,
crowded.
very crowded.
When I've been checking every now and again the wait times for the attractions, Tower of Terror has been at like 70 minutes. Rock and Roller Coaster's been at 70 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a very busy day here.
Any idea
Long lines.
why?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean,
Day
it's
after
the fall,
holiday,
so you would
perhaps?
never assume that the crowds would be this heavy.
Because
so
of Columbus Day?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people they had to come in later because of the weather, and now they're staying.
Oh
and
yeah,
extending their
I guess
vacation.
that makes sense.
True.
Because
that makes it, yeah.
Yeah.
Any signs of any kind of damage in the parks after the hurricane?
It's hard to tell because it looks like a construction zone. there's nothing we can directly see that's been
Nothing
been hit,
damaged
so
or anything
no.
that we can tell.
No, it just everything looked good actually. Even with the walls up, they're not doing a bad job of hiding the
and
construction.
I mean, of course, it's Disney, so they do a good job of making it like themed construction walls, and
Yeah.
they're trying their best at least.
awesome. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks
We
for
will.
thanks for calling in. Glad we were able to get you on.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
All right,
Bye,
take care,
guys.
boys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right. So that is going to do it for our show for this week. And for those of you hearing that noise, that's just Abby
Tap
walking
dancing.
around,
Tapping
tap dancing around the.
She's working on a number for us, something special.
She's very
Patreon, look
inspired
for
by
it.
Sammy Davis Jr.
She's going to be Ann Miller for Halloween.
That will do it for this episode of our show. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with you again next week with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everyone. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes. Have a great week.